Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I didn't see you guys there. For those who are new to the channel, this is Stagnation. So I'm starting my first series of conversations with Kino. So today we have the lovely
Alex Thomazini.
Awesome. So we're just having some great conversations, and the reason why I chose her, the reason how I got here is just another story. So I tell it on another video. So my truck broke down again. So y'all know I've been having issues with my truck. And I ended up breaking down here in Louisiana, headed to Texas, and ran across my sister in arms. Let me say it again, my sister in arms, but she's a veteran, so
It's true, Army.
and she'll tell her story. So we're gonna have some conversations here. So welcome to Tank Nation,
Thank you.
and we're excited about you starting. I convinced her to start YouTube. Y'all know,
It is
look,
true.
she coming. I promise you. You heard it here first. When I say she's coming, oh my God, y'all buckle up.
It's my first, what is it called, shorts?
Yeah, first
So
YouTube
yeah.
short. So tell them where to go to on YouTube.
Well, it's Alex Thomazini. You can go to, I have to look at it.
That's fine.
Because I'm new to this. But it's coming up here, my channel.
So while she's looking right now, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of background. Let her tell her own thing. Like I say, she's a veteran. She's an entrepreneur. She's a loving spirit. She's an animal lover. She is a cook. I don't want to keep going on, but she got skills. She got skills.
I'm a survivor. I think that's it.
It's a great one. Okay.
Okay, so the channel is at Alex Thomazini 7525. Alex Thomazini, it's the YouTube channel.
And spell it for them. Spell it for them.
Alex, Alex, Thomazini. Thomazini.
Awesome. And it'll also be in the description as well too.
That's right. And then
So give us a little bit of your background. We hear the accent. So
so I'm from Brazil.
okay.
Born and raised. I came to the United States. I was, I think, if I remember, a week away from being 22.
Okay.
So yeah, came to learn the language, live an experience, had an opportunity, so
Okay.
came here. And,
So when you came here, how much English could you speak?
when I arrived in Orlando for the immigration, the officer said, "How are you?" And I looked him straight in the eyes and I said, "Bang."
Nice.
Which means well, but
Exactly.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I did not. We saw a little bit from movies and from songs.
Okay.
Engage like phrases, but to speak to someone,
Okay.
you freeze.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and your ears kind of, it feels closed. You
Right.
can't understand anything.
So let's back up a little bit. So Brazil, but let's go back a little bit. You're originally from
Well, I was born in Brazil. My family's Italian.
Italian. Hey, if D Money watching this, D Money, Italia in the building.
From Trentino Alto Adige.
Okay, so now where's that?
That's north.
That's
of
north.
The Alps.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
My family migrated to Brazil.
Okay.
And they went over there on a big boat. And
Okay.
the 3 generations ago. So I'm the 3rd generation.
Awesome. Okay. So now you get to Orlando. Take us through the journey.
Well, one of my cousins was living in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So I told him I'm in college. I was in college for architecture. I was like, I need to learn the English, and it's so much money to learn here. And you never really learn. So he's like, well, how about you come over and spend a year studying here?
Okay.
So that was the opportunity. So Orlando, that was the immigration. But
Okay.
I went to Fort Lauderdale. And got Fort Lauderdale, and then went to see some schools.
Okay.
And nothing against my beautiful Spanish speakers, but when I was in school, I was learning more Spanish than
it
English
was
because
English.
everybody who was there
Exactly,
was
because
Spanish.
it is on that part of the United States. It is a huge mixing pot because, especially coming from the Caribbeans, you got Dominicans, Puerto Ricans,
And I love Spanish. Don't get me
Brazil,
wrong.
Colombians. Then you also have Haitians. You have from Bahamians,
the
and
whole
then you
world
have.
is there,
But
yeah.
it's just a mixing pot, especially for the Latin community.
Yes.
Huge mixing pot, and also sending a shout out to Romy Production and the Dominican Mafia in Orlando. They're not the mafia, but I call them the mafia.
Yeah, don't out
Good
like
people.
that.
It's good people. But he's a regular here on the channel, so they know who I'm talking
Oh,
about.
that's great.
So take us through to where you are now. So you get there, and then
So, that happened, and then an opportunity came. Many people may see it as something bad, but I thought it was great.
Okay.
It was a babysitting position at a house.
Okay.
And it was this Jewish, Orthodox Jewish family. Uh, they had 6 kids.
Okay.
The oldest one was 7 years old.
Okay.
And I was supposed to be the babysitter.
And you was how old?
The youngest one was 4 months old. The
Okay.
oldest one was 7 years old. It's 6 kids.
And you was how old? Now how old were you at this time?
I was 22.
So you was 22. Oh my goodness.
So I learned a lot from those children.
Okay.
The pay was ridiculous. It was, I'm gonna say symbolic. It was not anything that anybody could live on. But
Right.
I could stay at the house. So live there, you know.
Oh,
so
okay,
Food
okay.
included. So
Okay,
it's like
okay.
I saw that as an opportunity because it was any learning English from the children.
Okay.
That's the best way to learn.
Okay.
Because they just talk to you. They don't care.
So
you
this
know?
just a little bit, and I'm gonna it remind me of this movie with Adam Sandler. I think it's called Spanglish.
Yes.
You see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? So
exactly.
it just a
is.
little bit of one of my favorite movies. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that's pretty cool.
The children, they just talk to you. They don't care. They repeat it 5 times. They look at you. They hold your face, and you say it like this.
The best teachers, I know.
It is.
I know.
So I did that for a little while, and then I needed to come up with a little more money. So on my days off, I was cleaning houses.
Okay.
I was just going through those steps of most of you kids in Florida. You
Okay.
clean houses on days off, or go do some babysit or dog walking or whatever.
is-
Whatever shows up at your door, or
So-
whatever opportunity came to make a living.
We never think about that. This is my first time hearing. I'm serious.
yeah.
I had no idea. I was under the impression of like you come to Orlando, you got family there, and they just integrate you in, and everything is just add water,
No, because
mix, and go.
I mean, my cousin at the time, he was a painter. He would paint houses and offices, and sometimes he would do something on a Sunday. I would go help him out, make
Yeah.
a extra box too. So you become a helper of all kinds.
Exactly, I
in
like that.
anything. And
Exactly.
a lot of men over there working in construction. Women does too, but majority of people work in construction are men. They arrive and they don't know how to do anything. And you're like, okay, we teach you how to install tile. We
Okay.
teach you to do all kinds of flooring, paint, install windows, install air conditioners, anything. It's anything.
I got you. So-
anything that you can do with your hands.
So where I'm from, I'm originally from Arkansas. So for us, we call it like it's a hustle, but it's not a
It is.
legal hustle, but it's just a hustle. Like we call it a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
It's just whatever it
You
takes
have to learn whatever, as long as you're willing to do the work, that will be work
There's
for
work.
you to do.
Even now, it's
Yes.
not. And unfortunately, at least where I am now, now I retired from the military, so now I live in Biloxi, Mississippi, and we have a lot of migrant workers there from Venezuela, Mexico, El Salvador, and they doing the painting, the roof jobs, like what they call like the lower end jobs.
Yeah.
But for them, it's like it's an opportunity. And years later, you see them owning restaurants, they own construction companies. So it's
That happens very often actually,
Right.
because you learn the business so well and you do it so well that comes to a point where people see your work
right.
and they're like, hey, can I get a job for you directly?
Okay.
I don't want to hire somebody else
Right.
to hire you. I want to
Okay.
hire you directly, and that's how it starts. The
So-
networking.
Okay, so now let's take us up to you coming. So now you're babysitting. Now, did you have to get an equivalent to our education, like diplomas or GED, or did they transfer over?
I mean,
How does that work?
it does, but in a college environment, it would.
Okay, okay.
It would. The credits that I have in school, but not for that kind of work.
Not the basics.
No,
Okay,
not
the general
not for that
education.
kind of-
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I ended up, after I learned the language, I ended up just doing a GED.
Gotcha. There we go.
Just to get myself,
In the door.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Just to
Exactly.
get myself something.
Got it. Got it.
But it's not something that my college credits. Then later on, I
Okay.
got those college credits translated, everything translated, but that was way later.
Okay. So now, I joined the military at 27.
Yeah.
So at what point did you join?
I turned 32 in basic training.
See, that's what's.
We had to do 32 push-ups.
Yes, yes.
Everybody looked at me like.
Yeah, because when I went in, it was like 4 of us, and they would call us the grandpa. Grandpa?
Yeah.
Which was cool. It was
4
cool.
count push-ups too.
Wow.
everybody was like, how old are you? They're like
Wow, that
27,
is so good.
28. Like,
So what I'm
yeah.
gonna do right now, we're at going on 10 minutes with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and come out and we're gonna, so it's gonna be a continuation, so it's gonna be part 1, part 2, or however many parts. So y'all stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, we'll be back. Give me your face. Boop boop.